Prince Harry might have cut ties with the royal family, but he's still demanding police protection whenever he's here in the UK. And his ongoing case against the Home Office has cost the taxpayer a whopping 300 grand already.
Not satisfied with the outcome, he's taken his demands all the way to the Royal Courts of Justice. And our correspondent, Oliver Whitfield-Miočić, is there. Hi, Ollie.
Hello there,
What's the situation? I mean, with older Harry, I mean, you could make confetti from his lawsuits, couldn't you? I mean, no problem with the ticker tape in the future. He's got so many going on, you get confused. But this one is about his security with the Home Office. He says they're not giving him adequate police protection. Tell us what happened today and the gist of the case.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. The litigious prince strikes again, this time taking his grievances up with the government. His barrister says that the prince, during that infamous Sandringham summit, had offered to pay for his personal protection and that of his family from specially trained Metropolitan Police officers. However, the committee, which sits under the Home Office, announced in 2021, at the very end of 2021 and again early in 2022, that that would not be allowed to take place. Now, the Duke's barristers say that the Metropolitan Police are often paid for their attendance at big events, including music festivals and football matches, and they say that should be exactly the same principle under which Prince Harry is treated. However, the barrister representing the Home Office says that these are two very different security scenarios. When you're taking care of the members of the public at a football arena, for example, you only have to supply officers who can be there to provide a presence. When you're taking care of a former royal, then you have to have an armed security officer, somebody who's highly trained and somebody who could put themselves in harm's way in order to protect that person with their life. They say that this is one of the most complex cases that they're having to deal with because there is no black and white with this. This is legal argument upon legal argument. It had been due to only go on for 1 hour. In the end, it went on for roughly 3 hours. But it's undoubted that Prince Harry is in a pretty unique situation here. We haven't really had members of the royal family who have decided to up sticks and move to Los Angeles. The barrister for the Home Office accepted that this was a pretty special situation that we are in. And so I think for the government, they have the view that Prince Harry, having left the royal family, should be treated like any other member of the public, and most members of the public do not call up the police asking for an armed guard to follow them around. However, Prince Harry was born into a very prominent royal family, a role which has put his security and that of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, at risk as well. And so it's a very fine balance, isn't it, between giving him the protection that he wants versus the view that this could be something negative, especially considering all of the drama, shall we say, over the past few years.
And Ollie, it was interesting last year because, of course, the Duke has been saying, Prince Harry's been saying ever since he left that his family does get death threats, does have serious security issues, and we never had any proper evidence of that. But then last year we did actually hear in that sit-down interview with the Metropolitan Police them saying that, yes, they have had sightings of serious threats to Harry's security. So I suppose in some ways that's a bit of power to his elbow in this case.
Yes, and in that interview, Neil Bosu, who was the former Assistant Met Police Commissioner, detailed how Meghan Markle had been threatened with credible threats and people had been put in prison and prosecuted over those threats. It must be a huge headache for the government because if anything were to happen to Prince Harry or his family while they were here, and he has requested to have this enhanced police presence and offered to pay for it, you can only imagine the headlines, the drama, the uproar that would follow after that. At the moment, as things stand, Prince Harry is paying for a private security company. However, they, under UK legislation, are not allowed to be armed. That only is afforded to members of the Diplomatic Protection Squad. It's only afforded to prime ministers, former prime ministers, and top members of the
Ollie,
royal
I'm
family. So
assuming-
a very different security operation.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the Home Office case is the British police are not a private security company. You can't just give them money and say, come and protect me.
That's right. They say we're not guns for hire.
They're
don't
not
they?
guns for hire. And I would assume they would refute the idea that it's a similar situation when football clubs give the police money to come and guard a football match to look after the crowd, because, you know, that is actually just a gesture on the part of the football clubs, because the police would have to go anyway. Crowd control is not only a matter of being paid for. The police would have to do that. That, I would imagine, is the sort of gist of the case.
Well, what they're saying is the committee's conclusion, who decides who is given this enhanced protection compared to who is not, is that by allowing individuals to pay for that, it would create a rift where wealthy individuals would, in essence, and as it was written in written statements to the court today, buy the services of the police at a time and place of their choosing. Now, clearly, the police with consent, they police in the public interest. And so we also heard submissions from the Metropolitan Police's barrister to say that it is very hard to find those sort of public interest offences where security would be given to a private individual. Now, the Metropolitan Police in all of this say that the decision on whether to provide or not provide security does not lie with them. It's out of their remit, and that lies with this committee, although they do say there is a political element within it. This is one of a number of legal cases that the Duke is currently going through, including another judicial review, which he was granted, that was dealing with the original decision to strip away that security detail. So the two cases are linked. The judge says that no decision will be handed down today. You need some time to read through all of the evidence, all of the submissions, but that we should be hearing back within about a week.
Well, Ollie, we're very grateful that you're there making sense of it all, because, as you said, it's an extremely litigious prince and so many cases to keep on top of. Very confusing. So we're very, very grateful to you, Ollie. Thank you.